Hallo liebe Leute. I don't know if you can see. Oh, no, you definitely can see. That's why I sit so far back from the camera. I've got a very large protuberance coming out of my head at the moment. I'm like a unicorn. I've got a giant spot and I've decided to call it Nigel Farage because, much like Mr. Farage, it's unwanted, hard to shift, full of noxious substances which are infectious when sprayed into the public domain. And it's orbited by several disgusting hangers-on. I don't know if you can see, there's several smaller spots orbiting Nige. So hopefully he'll be gone in a few days though, if only that were true in real life. I want to talk today about our old friend David Davis and those pesky Brexit impact assessment reports. Yesterday, Mr. Davis was hauled in front of the Brexit Select Committee, and I watched the live stream, aghast. Like my mouth was on the floor. He is so arrogant, it's obscene. He sat there sucking a cough sweet the whole time. Unfortunately, he didn't choke on it. So now it appears that these reports, these assessments, they don't exist, and they never existed. So let's journey back in time and revisit what Mr. Davis has had to say on this subject, shall we? Now, on the 14th of December last year, in front of the Brexit Select Committee, he blustered on about how there were 57 studies being carried out that covered 85% of the economy. On the 25th of June this year, 2017, on the Andrew Marr show, he said, and I quote, "I don't think out loud and I don't make guesses. I try to make decisions. You make these based on the data. That data is being gathered. We've got 50, nearly 60 sexual analyses already done." That's wonderful, David. Great, can't wait to see them. Fax them over. On the 25th of October of this year, again in front of the Brexit Select Committee, he was asked by Seema Malhotra, the Labour MP who's been kind of spearheading this campaign to get these assessments into the public domain. So he was asked if the Prime Minister had seen these reports, and his reply was, she'll know the summary outcomes of them. She won't necessarily have read every single one. They're in excruciating detail. So there are two options here. Either these reports really don't exist, in which case, what the actual fuck? Or maybe they do exist and the contents of them are so damning of Brexit. And let's not forget that David Davis is a hard Brexiteer. He wants to cut the ties that bind, right? So maybe they do exist, in which case he's obviously withholding them because the news must be so awful. Either way, this is fucked. Like, if he was in any normal job, he would have been fired. He would have been shown the door. Can you imagine blatantly lying and showing this level of incompetence in your job and managing to hold on to it? So, what the fuck have the Tories been doing for the past 18 months since the vote to leave? Do you know what you can do in 18 months, right? The first Gulf War was fought and won in less time. Kids learn to walk and many of them start talking. Moi. And the earth goes round the sun 1.5 times. But the Tories still have no fucking idea about what's going on with Brexit. It beggars belief. It beggars belief. Now, that's a whole mess that we can't really... it's pointless trying to appeal to people like that. But what we can do is appeal to people who are human beings, namely Jeremy Corbyn. Now, I don't know if any of you saw Prime Minister's Question Times yesterday, but he tore the Maybot a new one. And normally he doesn't really ask many Brexit-related questions, but every single question he had to ask yesterday was on Brexit. Like, he can smell the blood. And I think if we push hard enough and he can see that public opinion is shifting, Labour will come out definitively to say that we should stay in the single market and the customs union, which is the only way we avoid catastrophe. To that end, I've drafted another lovely letter for you people to send to Jeremy Corbyn this time. Oh, Jeremy Corbyn. He's not a fan of the EU, but he is a man of integrity. Whatever you think of his policies, he's a man of integrity and he will do what's best for the country. I really believe that. So we've got to show him that people are waking up to this and that we want to stay in the single market and the customs union at the very least. we want to stop this thing completely, but baby steps, okay? So I am going to, again, post the letter in the comments here. I'll find out what his email address is or how you can write to him in some way, and I shall let you know, okay? So please send the letter. This is crunch time. Also, there's a march on Monday, this coming Monday. I know it's a Monday, most of you are probably at work. It's probably going to be really cold and shitty, but I'll find out some details of that and post that as well. If anyone can go along, it would be great, but I understand it's a Monday. So, that's all for today. Au revoir.